Oh, you didn't
No.
do that? Okay, you went, ah. I thought you were going, ah.
No, just casting light. I'm not bending. Like, what's going on? What's out there?
Okay, you see, cast in the shadow, there are 2 goblins and a giant rat. They whip their heads around as soon as the light hits them and just kind of screech.
Okay.
I'm guessing I'm woken up by this.
You all hear the screeching and it wakes you up. What does everybody do?
Well, goblins are no good, so I'm gonna fire my crossbow at one of the goblins.
Okay, so give me your range attack. Okay, that hits. Damage. 4 piercing damage. Hang on. So, you had your crossbow ready. You fire it at one of the goblins. The left or one or the right one?
Left.
Okay, the left goblin. It pierces straight into its chest, and the goblin falls back and gets back up onto its feet. It does not look healthy. There's dark blood pouring from its chest where there's this arrow, which from its point of view looks fucking massive because it's a goblin, is sticking into it.
Tiny man.
And now I need everybody to roll initiative. And let me. Well, again, I don't think this is going to take very long, so we might not even.
God damn.
Coswin. Okay.
Elric
and
acts
I've
tomorrow.
got-
Yeah. You got this.
Okay, so the first thing that happens is the rat leaps forward, lunges at Tyburn, and attempts to bite
No,
him.
I don't
And
need
let
none
me-
of that.
Let me see. Let me pull up my rat stats.
I don't need that rat business.
Where are my rat stats? Doot. And doot. And roll. Let's see here. Here. Okay, there we go. So, it is going to attack. 21 to AC.
Hit.
All right, and it does 3 points of piercing damage to you. So this thing just kind of bounds out to up to you, latches onto your neck, is
Latches on my neck.
just
Jesus
biting.
Christ.
Just biting you, biting.
God.
But it's a rat, and you're a big man, so it's just biting.
Jugular hit.
Okay.
Tyburn
next
bleeds
up.
out.
Next up is the goblin that did not take a hit, which rolled a natural 20. It is going to ready. Oh, now I got to get my goblin stats. 1 second.
Gerblin.
How close are they?
Gerblin.
They're at the they're outside of the camp. Tyburn is about 25 feet away from them. The rest of you guys are going to be about 45 to 50 feet away. Because he was kind of doing a lap around when he heard the noise behind him. Let's see here. It is going to pull out its short bow, and it's going to loose an attack. Okay, 14 to AC.
Who?
14.
On me? Yes.
Yeah. You take 7 points of piercing damage from its arrow.
Oh.
So the rat's on you, and then an arrow just slams into your body.
Oh. I'm not built for this. Oh.
And now it's Coswin's turn.
It hurts. It hurts.
Roach,
Huh?
it's your turn.
No, I didn't hear you.
So there is a rat on Tyburn. He's got an arrow sticking out of him from a goblin. There is a bloodied goblin and a non-bloody goblin. The Tyburn and the rat are going to be within 30 feet. The goblins are going to be farther than that.
How far into the night is this? Like
This is during the first watch, so this is going to be probably, I don't know.
So would you say if we
1
dealt
a.m.
with this encounter mechanically, if we dealt with this encounter, we would then get the benefits of a full rest?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then I'll use this then. I am going to cast.
And this is on the first watch too. So
Okay, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray then.
Scorching Ray, range 120 feet. 3 rays of fire. You and fire. Jesus Christ, gonna burn everything down. There's just be nothing but charcoal remaining. Hurl within range. You can hurl them at one target or several. Okay. So, what are you gonna do?
Reach.
All at one?
I'm gonna each ray of fire will hit a separate target. So one for the goblin, one
Each
for
ray
the
of
goblin.
fire will hit. Make a range spell attack for each ray on hit the target. Okay, so range spell attack.
One for each.
Yeah, do 3.
Okay,
attacks.
bloodied
Well,
goblin,
does it want?
non-bloodied goblin,
That's
and rat.
Oh,
That's
yes.
attached to me.
And if that's that is attached to you, but he rolled sufficiently high for it to not hit you.
And that is 2d6 fire damage per.
2d6 fire damage to each one. So this is going to be for the bloodied one. The bloodied, non-bloodied rat. All right, so the first one hits the bloodied one. The second one hits the non-bloodied one. And one more for the rat. Okay, so the first ray slams into the injured goblin. It kind of chars a hole in his chest so you can actually see through him, and he just falls
Jesus
over
Christ.
dead. The second one slams into the other goblin. It hits his chest and kind of, like kind of rebounds around him. You can see his skin burned, but he's still standing. The second one hits the rat, and it's incinerated. Yeah, so there is one goblin left standing, and it is, let's see,
Well-
Tyburn's, no, not Tyburn.
Never mind.
Roach?
Never mind.
Tyburn, you rolled 16 on initiative? Yeah, it's gonna be your turn again.
Well, we're gonna put a crossbow bolt into him.
Okay, give me a ranged attack.
Maybe not.
Nope, that does not hit.
What is this new feeling? There's a thing sticking out of me. God. All right, well, I'm gonna cast a healing word on myself.
Healing word.
Womp. Oh God, what's happening?
That was your healing sound.
It's a bit squelchy.
Okay. It was very scary. What about this one?
I'm trying to remember what my bonuses are.
More squinchy.
That's
Plus
kind of.
spell level. So
That sounds like the magical reanimation of someone who has been stepped on by an AT-AT.
5. Hang on, I'm trying to double check my spell here.
Someone whose suit of armor has turned and their body has just become soup in a can.
I feel so good. Urgh.
You feel much
I feel
better.
so good.
Thanks to your 9. Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's what you did, and now it is the other goblin's turn. He is going to knock another arrow. He's gonna turn and he's gonna fire one at the dude who just hit him with a bolt of fire. It's gonna be Cosman. Okay, so that is going to be. I put that away, didn't I?
Meanwhile, the elves are pissing
goblin.
about making their beds.
Short bow.
I'm just standing off drinking some.
Oh, they got 18. That hits, right?
I'm sorry. What? I'm having a
18?
lot of technical difficulties right now, guys.
8. Well, okay. 18 to AC. I know that hits. Okay, Coswin, you take an arrow to the arm. It does 6 points of piercing damage. And let's see. And then Artlocks.
Okay, I am. So what we got left? A goblin.
It's just one injured goblin is all that's left.
I am
Bloody.
gonna. I'm gonna flip around with my crossbow and shoot him in the face. Hopefully.
All right.
Not just anywhere, but the face. Maybe your own face.
It's dark. It's dark. Your aim is not true.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then I am going. Who's going to be going next? Elric's been going.
Elric
going next. Is there any point in me giving him? No, I'm gonna keep that. I am therefore just gonna end my turn by picking up my shield that I was kind of using half as a pillow. Like I had it up against a tree and sort of put my bedroll over it. So I'm gonna just swing that up and hold that up in front of me now.
Okay, Elric's turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn and fire my longbow at him.
All right, ranged attack on your longbow. You don't have even though you have true elf eyes, more so than Artlocks. Your aim is not true either, and it goes careening off for the way. You just hear it go as it hits some leaves and twigs off in the distance. And that would bring it back up to the top.
Kill it.
Which just costs one.
Oh, it's me again?
Kill it.
All right.
That's just one injured goblin that nobody can seem to hit.
All right, magic missile. A spell that cannot
Magic
miss.
Magic missile.
All right, magic missile. 3. Dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. Okay, 1d4 3 times.
1d4 plus 1. So
1d4 plus 1. Yeah. Jesus Christ! 4 crit. Well, not crit, but you know what I mean.
Fuck you, I'm
Okay,
tired.
well, Coswin just goes. He looks at the two elves who both just managed to miss with their weapons of choice and goes, "Do I have to do everything myself?" And you just and the magic missiles just go boom, 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 1, 2, 3, just straight into the thing, and it keels over dead. Okay. So that is that. You guys are out of combat. The 2 goblins and the giant rat are dead. And do you guys want to do anything before you continue your watch?
I pull the arrow out of my stomach. I do that.
Ow. Okay, you
That's okay. I feel good.
pull the arrow. Pull. Okay, you're good. You're fine. Everything's fine.
I feel less
Everything's
so.
fine. Okay.
Somebody heal me.
Oh yeah, you took a hit.
Yeah, I
I will cast.
No, don't bother casting. Because
never
we're
mind.
halfway through a rest, I'm just going to play a Song of Rest. And that is under my cantrip.
Which does.
Yep. Hold on. Where is it?
Bravely slew the goblins. Do.
Yeah, I did ask you to sing, Midge. Play your song. I want to hear it.
Then he grabs guitar.
Or his fat multi extra string guitar, whatever.
All right. So what I'm getting from this is I can I'll use my hit dice. I'll roll this 1d6. I get that many hit HP back, and then I also get whatever my hit dice gives me back at the end of the rest.
Yeah.
Yes. You are soothed by the tune. But you're also kind of annoyed that he missed with his shot, so only so much. All right. So with that,
Feel better, Coswin.
oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's the good stuff.
Feel better, Coswin.
The notes just seep into your body, and you feel better.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so with that, hang on one sec. Where? Oh, no, not that. All right. So, you guys settle back in for the night. It's dark. Your watch has just begun, as it were.
Oh, by the way,
And,
did they have anything? Because I called dibs on anything they had that was valuable on these goblins.
Well, at this point, Bob's light has dimmed, and you can no longer see their bodies in the dark. So you can either get some more light and go out and get them, or wait for the
It
morning.
lasts like an hour.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's a pretty long spell.
Oh, I thought it was just a short period one. Okay, well, Bob still got his light, so you can go out there and inspect them if you like.
I would like to do so.
Okay, give me an investigation on goblins. Well, not specifically, just in general. Okay, so you and Tyburn march out to the goblins. The charred remnants of the rat is kind of smoldering nearby, but it's just a giant rat. You don't notice anything special about it. You get to the goblins, and they each carry a crude scimitar. They're kind of not particularly sharp. And sort of rusted, very crude weapons. They each carry a short bow and a small, knock of arrows. But you also notice that they each have one arm that's black, like it was dipped in tar or paint.
All right, well, okay, yeah, nothing useful with these then.
All right, so do you guys go back to camp?
Yes.
All right, so you're back at camp.
I've instantly gone back to sleep. Like, no shit's going.
Your own, the beautiful sound of your own voice is putting you to sleep.
Sounds about right.
Really testing the limits of narcissism.
So, anything else?
He's the only
anybody
person
wanna
here
do?
who has pictures of his own face. That's
They're not pictures, they're masks.
Because that makes it better.
They're like actual cardboard masks.
Since I don't need to get any more sleep, because I would like to see if I can't track where those goblins came, at least for a short distance.
Are you doing this at night, or are you waiting
Yes,
till the
I'm
morning?
going to do it at night.
At night, okay. Well, just give me a straight up survival. Okay, so you can immediately tell. I mean, the goblins were not light of foot when during their trudging. You could tell that the tracks immediately head directly to the east. They go straight through the forest to the east into a swampy area.
And then I'll go back and go
All right,
Vanguard.
Go back to camp. Are we going to...
Yeah, I'll just go
All right.
back to camp. Take my watch.
Go back to camp. And anybody else? Anything else? All right, so we are going
Until my
to pass the night.
Watch finishes, I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right, so
Tyburn is tired and holy because you got a hole in him now.
So for a long rest, I just roll my hit dice, and that's how many.
Well, if what I read was correctly, on a long rest you get all your hit points back. On a short rest, you roll your dice.
All right, then.
That's how we've been playing it anyway.
Yeah, because on a short rest you would use either spells or your hit dice to recoup. On a long rest you would just get your hit points back, and this was a long
And
rest.
I get all my spell slots back.
Yes, you do. All right, so the rest of the night passes uneventfully. In the morning, there's two slightly steamy goblin corpses. In the light of day, you can see them clearly. There's nothing particularly distinctive about the goblins in particular, other than the fact that each of them have one arm dyed black. It's paint or tar. It's like flecking off. You notice that, and you can see the tracks heading to the east.
Well, we don't want to go east then.
Well, we wanted to go south.
We need to go to the Smugglers Run or whatever it was. It's called Smugglers Run, right?
Smugglers Run is the town.
Yeah,
to
we
the
need to go
south,
there.
yes.
Let's go there. With
I
Kavara
will give you guys a little
and Snow hanging out here.
Like clean up the mess
Um,
that was made.
Let's give you a little. It's daytime now. Let's just
And they stew
open this
out
up
of
a
them.
little bit.
Hearty rat
Okay.
stew.
Hearty rat stew. Do you want to Do you want to make some hearty rat stew so you don't
that's
have
what
to eat a
That's
ration?
what Kavara's doing.
Okay, Kavara makes a thin soup of charred, pre-cooked, fire bolted rat. It doesn't taste very good, but it's more filling than the broth you got in the
The
end.
helm nourishes me.
The helm nourishes those who nourish themselves. All right, so what is the plan for the day?
Kavara and Snow stay here. Everyone else goes to Smugglers Run.
Kavara and Snow stay here. Okay, everybody else is going to head south to Smugglers Run. All right. Horses, yay, nay, are they staying? They coming?
How far away is this place?
About 15 miles.
They
I am
could stay.
taking my horse.
You think if you made it, if you were nimble on your feet, you could get there and back in a day?
Yeah.
Oh,
let's do
okay, I'll
that.
leave my horse then.
You're gonna leave your horse?
No, I'm gonna take my
Alright,
horse.
so-
No, I'm taking my horse.
Okay, taking her horse. You're not gonna ride ahead of everybody. Are you just
Yeah,
licking a
considering
knife?
you're just like sucking on a knife, Mitch.
It's covered in gravy. Of course I'm looking at.
How wonderfully savage.
So-
How wonderfully
so-
12th century
Okay, I
of
like
you.
how. Okay, so the four of you guys and Wiggles. What was your horse's name?
Waffles.
Wiggles.
Waffles.
Wiggles.
Waffles are going to head
Wiggles?
south to Smugglers Run.
Waffles
I'm
are like
gonna-
our constant
I'm gonna
companions
scout
since like the
ahead.
first day.
Okay, so
Yeah, ever since you stole him.
I'm gonna scout ahead.
You get-
I'm gonna go ahead of the group.
Says Mr.
You're gonna-
I'm gonna
Just a
set everyone
slight
on
way.
fire.
okay, you're gonna how far ahead of the group?
Just
are you?
like
It worked,
a
didn't
couple hundred meters.
a few hundred.
Yeah,
So
a
did
couple hundred
stealing the
meters?
horse.
Is Elric not a
Okay.
little bit disconcerted that the horse is missing part of its face and some ribs are exposed?
He doesn't seem to be. Do a
Well,
perception check
usual
for me,
around here.
Elric.
Perception?
Yes. All right, so you're a few hundred yards in front of them, and you're walking along. You don't particularly notice anything until the smell of putrefying flesh hits your nostrils.
Okay. I'll wait for the rest of the party to show up.
All right, so the rest of the party approaches you,
Is Midge there?
and you all. He looks like he's frozen real good.
I'm here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I think my internet's just taking a shit right now.
Okay, so you guys are continuing out of the forest now,
No way.
because it was maybe a few hundred yards to exit the forest, get on the main road, and head south. So that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'll just kind of stay off the road a little bit just off the road a little bit. Couple, like 50 ahead of everybody.
Okay, so you guys get to the edge of the forest, and waiting for you is the tall, cloaked figure, floating above the ground. He seemed to know you were coming.
I'd like to roll.
He float-
Oh, sorry.
No, you can roll something.
I
if
just
you
wanted to roll perception since the undead is my favorite enemy.
Okay, what are you trying to perceive?
I just want to see what exactly I can from what he is, like what he is.
what
I
you
know
can
about
glean
him.
from him by looking
Yeah,
at him.
exactly.
Okay, you can
I want to attack his weak point for massive damage.
you can roll. Oh, was that your okay? That's another one. Okay, so you're kind of hidden off to the side, and you're observing him. He's standing still this time, directly in the path, and you guys you see him, and you guys slow down a whole bunch, and you're observing him, and you see him. He's easily 8 feet off the ground, but there's about a foot of nothing underneath him, just silently sitting there. He's humanoid in form, but completely cloaked in black. There's a large hood pulled over his face and a mask. So you could tell that he's humanoid, but he is definitely floating off the ground with nothing underneath him, and you can't really tell what's underneath the cloak.
Okay.
God, that midge face I got frozen on my screen right now is just great.
Perfect.
I'm not actually frozen at all on my screen.
Which is funny because I hear your voice and your face is just froze it in his grimace. All right, so does anybody else do anything?
Well, unless he's reacting to us, I think we should just walk by.
He hasn't reacted to you yet, but he's standing outside blocking the road, and you're coming towards
Go
him.
around him on the road, off the path if we need to.
All right, so you guys are just kind of slowly going to try to skirt around him.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay, so Tyburn, you pass him, kind of eyeballing him off to the just kind of looking at him, and he doesn't react to you at all. Artlox walks past him and just he doesn't react at all. As Coswin goes by though, his head cranes around. He holds out his hand. Coswin, roll Constitution. Anybody there?
Yeah.
Tell that. Okay.
Do you guys hear what I was saying?
Yeah.
I heard.
I did.
I'm sorry, I think I crapped out for a second there. Okay, last thing I said was Coswin, roll Constitution. Okay, so he holds out his hand slowly,
At Coswin.
and at Coswin, and Coswin does the same. His hand starts shaking violently. The figure opens his palm, and 2 gold coins fall into his hand. Coswin clutches them, shaking violently.
Anyone that
Pulls it
commits a
back.
murder of some sort.
He turns, or he doesn't need to turn around this time. He just continues past you without any words. In the back of the cart, being pulled by the skeletal horses, you see 2 fried goblins.
You got some explaining to do, Coswin.
No. This is
just no.
this is that demon lady's fault
How is this her fault?
because of the damn coin that you stole, that you grave robbed because you weren't grave robbing, but you were grave robbing, apparently.
It's a dental grave robbing. So do you have this coin thing, that whatever it is you're talking about?
No, I don't have it.
Snow didn't say anything about a coin at all to us, right? All we know is this some necromancer person just came up, gave him some coins and left with some bodies in the cart. That's all we know.
Yeah, well, Coswin has 2 now.
Yeah, so what's the story here, Coswin? Yeah, how are you connected to this?
I'm not connected to it at all because I don't want to be. And Coswin drops the 2 coins on the ground and walks away.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up the coins.
Oh god.
Okay, so Artlox collects the coins.
The souls of the dead.
They're very fine coins. They're larger than like a standard. Like I said it before. They're larger
I'm
than
gonna
like a standard
use-
ducat, made of more gold.
I'm gonna use my knowledge of history. I'm gonna try and use my knowledge of history to see if I can get a better insight into what these coins could be.
And so you want to do a history check on the actual coin.
On the coins, like comparing them to anything I know, possibly about necromancy and things like that.
Okay, go for it. You look the coins over in your hand. There's a female face on one side. You think you may recognize it, but you can't place from where. That's about all you can glean from looking at the coins.
Tiber, do you still have those etchings from the top of the sarcophagus all those many moons ago?
Like, yeah, I do.
There's this. There's this.
What was the etching of? I don't
It
remember.
was the top of the sarcophagus of the necromancer woman.
Okay. So you
I'm
have
gonna compare
the
them.
rubbing a la Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And you've got this coin, and you're comparing the two?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyburn, you are going to need to roll investigation then.
Investigate the shit out of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Nope.
Tyburn, you go to hold up the parchment and you accidentally drop it in the mud.
Oops.
Well, there goes that idea. Oh, well,
You can pick the parchment back up, but the part of the rubbings are completely obscured with dirt and like horse manure.
Oops. Wood caught it.
well, way to go, Dingus. Right, I guess I'm.
You look around and it's dead still. There's no one.
I'm gonna.
Wasn't me.
Helms will, it's clear.
I'm just gonna pocket the coins then.
All right, so you pocket the coins and you guys continue on south. All right, so it's a 15-mile journey. You think you have to, if you want to make it there and back in one day, you're gonna have to make a pretty nimble pace, and you do. You make it to Smugglers Run. It's a very small hamlet at the mouth of a river on a bay. It's a very small river. It's very cold. Runs through the mountains down towards the bay. It's fresh water. It's really more of a small hamlet than anything. It's a couple huts, and you can see from a distance that there are some people mewing about. Not much smaller than the place you came from. And you're a few hundred yards out. This is just what you see from a distance. All right, and Roach said he might have to go.
Right.
A la potatoes.
Potatoes.
Why does Allah have potatoes?
Allah who Akbar potatoes.
Allah.
So what do you want? What do you guys want to do in terms of Roach falling out?
Well, it's okay. We can call it here. I don't have any heartburn about that.
Yeah, I could do with the extra time, to be fair, as well. And my internet seems to be crapping out a little bit. In the last 10 minutes of play, I've lost 10,000 frames.
I mean, we're already sans snow. For sans Roach,
geez.
there's only going to be 3 of us then for the remainder of the time.
That's kind of what what I'm thinking here is if we're down 2/3 of our players, maybe we just say the entrance to Smugglers Run is a good dropping off point.
Yeah.
And then next week we could just do some smash cuts between the two parties before we get back together.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. So let's just call it a day here.
What's our XP?
Let me add that up real quick. You guys killed 3 humans, 2 goblins, and a rat, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a partridge and a pear tree.
And
It's going to be
and Elric's innocence as well, due to us murderizing the village.
yeah, you definitely did murderize the hell out of that place.
Cosmo started it.
It's
okay, I'm not-
it's too
he's
bad
not
that I
innocent.
dropped.
25.
It's too bad that my internet fucked up because I had a good line where as soon as the fight actually ended, and everybody was kind of like quiet looking at us as we just had immolated these 2 individuals, and I was just gonna look at them and I was just gonna go, gambling debt, and
like in the same like is the same line as no ticket.
yeah, that's my thought.
Okay, so that's 125 plus 100 is 325 split between you.
81 and a half.
82.
Call it 82.
$186.
All right.
36 for me.
Alrighty, did anybody do anything cool?
I did the decloaking Alpha Strike.
I'm gonna say Coswin gets a inspiration for his Romulan strike.
Feel better, Coswin. That's my highlight today.
So 3 people have inspiration to use at will. Next week we're going to pick this up. We're going to be heading part of the group is going to be heading south into Smugglers Run, while 2 other party members are just safely ensconced away in Elric's encampment south of Mortum.
So thanks to those who joined us live today. Sorry we're cutting it a bit short, but we'll be back next week.